My acne isn't great, specifically this chin zit that I just like literally can't stop touching. Well, now it's more of a scab. Can't stop touching the scab. I just got this ring in the mail from Mian Faget. It's a fleur-de-lis, but it's like an iris, like a flower fleur-de-lis. Very cute. I just started wearing this mood ring. I was cleaning out my desk the other day and I found this and I was like, I should start wearing that again. I'm running out of fingers, okay? I guess I could use pinkies and thumbs, but none of my rings fit those fingers. Anyways, we really need to talk through what's happening in the next couple of weeks. I am traveling more than ever, okay? More than I would honestly prefer. I would prefer for there to be some breaks in between all of this travel, but it just so happens that I have things weekend after weekend after weekend after weekend in May. I'm gone for not quite a month, but it feels like a month. It's pretty much a month, okay? It's like 3.5 weeks. We have my 10-year high school reunion. I cannot believe that I'm that old, but I have my 10-year high school reunion. Then I have my brother's law school graduation. Then I have a wedding in Europe. And then I have a wedding in New York City. And I'm not coming back to LA in between all of those because it just doesn't make sense. Like cost wise, yeah, it would be nice to come out, switch out my suitcase a little bit, but it just does not make sense. And I'm already spending so much money to fly all of these places. Specifically to fly to Europe is obviously not cheap. I'm just gonna pack my suitcases for all of these events, all of these things. And I'm a little stressed out. After this vlog is just gonna be a shit ton of travel vlogs, so I hope that's okay with you guys. Precursor to travel vlogs is of course being stressed about traveling. That's what this vlog is. I've been ordering dresses for the past like week or two to figure out what I'm wearing to these weddings. I'll show you some of the dresses that I've already had shipped to me. There are some dresses that I shipped to Atlanta because I am stopping in Atlanta. I'm going Connecticut, Atlanta, and then driving from Atlanta with my sister to my brother's law school graduation. So I've shipped some things there because I'm just nervous they're not gonna get here in time. Some dresses that I've tried on are here. Some dresses are waiting for me in Atlanta because I just was nervous. All this to say, we need to go to DSW because I need to go find shoes. I don't have shoes for some of these dresses. I feel like I'm always ordering heels for events like this and like somehow I never have, it's like, oh, I need a gold pair now. I need a silver pair now. I have a black pair now and nothing is ever, this doesn't mean anything to you. I'm just like speaking through all of the things that I have to do. Let's go to DSW. It is hot in this car. Oh, who's excited to travel across the world for 3.5 weeks? I am excited. I'm just really fucking stressed. I'm really excited. I'm really grateful, but I am really stressed. I'm really stressed. I'm really stressed. First, we're gonna try on the dress that I think I'm wearing to Will and Arden's wedding in England. This is by the brand Sister Jane. I got it off ASOS. I don't know if it's Sister Jane or Dream Sister Jane. They say both, like interchangeably. I've looked at this brand for a really long time and I've always kind of liked their stuff, but I've like either never like really needed to order anything from them, / when I have wanted something from them, I feel like it's always out of stock. It's a very Britishy, cottagecore, prairie aesthetic. It's kind of my vibe. I was actually gonna knit a dress for Will and Arden's wedding. I talked about it on Brooke's podcast that I had this whole idea to like knit this dress that I saw this girl make on Instagram. I tried it and I just like ended up abandoning the project because I was like, this is just like not, I don't know. I was just like kind of over it. This is the project. This is like the bottom half of it. I don't know. I actually like don't even want to talk about it. It is giving like maybe I grew up on a farm in Oklahoma, but I like it. It's not quite to the floor. They call it like a mid-axi between a midi and a maxi dress. So it's like a very odd length, which I do kind of feel a little self-conscious about, but I think it's pretty fun. And most importantly, it's what we have. So this is what we're probably gonna wear. I either wanted a silver heel or a black heel. There is kind of like silver in the dress. They do sell this exact same pair of shoes in silver. So if I really hate it that much, then I'll get a silver pair. I'm trying to only pack what I need. And I feel like these shoes could like go with something else that I'm gonna be wearing at some other point during this trip. Maybe I should get the silver shoes. I did order 2 dresses from Reformation. I've already tried them on. I just ordered the same dress in 2 sizes. I don't like this dress. I don't like this fabric. It looked a little bit more light blue on the website, even though it was called aquamarine. aquamarine. Like it looks aquamarine in person, but I don't know. I was just looking at the photo. I wasn't looking at the name of the color. Like plain and simple, I don't like it. I don't like the material. I don't like the way it's like hanging on my body. I don't like it and I'm returning it, and that's all there really is to say. It just looked much better on the website. I don't know. I don't like it. I think we're gonna go on a stroll to go return this dress and the one in the other size. So we're gonna go get some exercise and get my money back. I don't know what's better than that. Oh, the sun is shining right at me. Hopefully you guys don't mind. I don't know the last time that I flew a red-eye flight. I'm really not excited to do it tomorrow night. The way I pack is I just grab things that I think I'm gonna take and I like throw it on top of the bag. Once I feel like I've selected everything I want to bring, then I take it all out and I start organizing it again. This isn't everything that I'm taking. Toiletries, makeup, like all of that's gonna be added tomorrow because I do have a full day tomorrow. / there are dresses for me to try on in Atlanta. I also need to wash a load of whites tomorrow. Like I'm gonna take this shirt. This is Arden's collab with Lisa Says Got. I'm gonna bring that with me. Because we're going to her wedding, I don't know, mentally I'm like, oh, I need to pack Arden's collab shirt. Makes sense in my mind. I already put my passport in my purse, which is the most important thing. I already did that, so check. I'm gonna organize this and you guys are gonna see a lovely time lapse of me playing Tetris. My bags are feeling so empty. What is going on? Shouldn't it feel more full than this? You know what it is? It's summertime. I'm so used to packing sweaters and jackets, and it's summertime. Actually, temperature in London, 53 degrees. What's the temperature in Amsterdam? What about Dublin? I don't know what jacket to bring. The book I'm reading right now is Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner. I feel like everyone and their mother has read this book. I have never read this book. It's been on my bookshelf for quite some time. It's a memoir. I feel like everybody knows about this book, so maybe I'm being a little redundant, but Michelle Zauner is Japanese breakfast. If you guys have listened to any Japanese breakfast songs, that is Michelle Zauner herself. This is about her pursuing music. Her mother gets ill. She has to go home to help her family. It's about her Korean American identity. It's very sad. I love reading memoirs because I feel like they're really fast paced, and also a lot of people don't rate memoirs online because it feels like you're like rating, you know, someone's life. You're rating how interesting their life or their turmoil or their misery or their successes, how interesting those things are, which is like understandably like kind of like not a great thing to do. It's not a book that I'm reading and critiquing for that reason, so it's like I can just kind of like read them and enjoy them and like not really have that much of an opinion on them. Obviously you're gonna like some more than others, but like for the most part it's just like, oh, I just like learned something about someone. That was nice. Like I'm just like learning about someone's life. I'm gonna finish this tonight. I'm about halfway through and it's only like 240 pages and I might be crazy, y'all. I might be crazy. I do have a flight tomorrow night. Just like in the mood to finish another book before I leave town, and I want to start this. In my last vlog, I was between this and Good Material by Dolly Alderton, and I picked Good Material, and I want to read this one next. I don't know, I'm feeling like so stressed about like all of my travels that I'm like, okay, why not like add another task to the mix, and that's like finishing both of these books before I leave town. Or maybe I'm like so stressed that like I need an escape to like a different story, like not my life story, like I need to read about something else. I don't know, but I want to finish this tonight, and then we're gonna start this, and then maybe we'll have like a leisurely morning tomorrow and we'll like wake up and drink coffee and read this. If I say it to the camera, it's gonna happen, so all right. Do I want to start this right now? It's 9:46. 60 pages in and there's already a plot twist happening. I am having such a good time. I do need to go to bed, but I'm having such a good time. Did not see that coming. In classic style Darr fashion, I did forget to tell you guys what this book was about, so I feel like I need to say that before I give my thoughts on the book so far. It's about this girl named Rachel. She's a student, she works at a bookstore, and one day this guy James comes in and he starts working at the bookstore and they become very good friends very fast. Then they end up moving in together, okay? So they're like best friends, roommates. The book kind of works in two timelines. Like it starts out in present day and then it like flips back to when they were in college. And it doesn't flip back and forth every single chapter. Like there'll be like large chunks in the past and like briefly in the future. When Rachel falls in love with her married professor, Dr. Fred Byrne, James helps her devise a reading at their local bookstore with the hope that she might seduce him afterwards, but Fred has other desires. So begins a series of secrets and compromises that intertwine the fates of James, Rachel, Fred, and Fred's wife, aching with unrequited love, which, you know, I'm a sucker for a romance book that actually isn't really that romantic. I need a book where the people actually don't end up together. That's something I like to read. Last night, I think I read to page like 84, and then this morning I woke up and right now I'm on page 132. So I'm still not quite halfway. I'm almost halfway. Page 59. I literally like gasped. Like I was alone in my room and I gasped, and I wish I had been recording, but I had already shut off the camera at that point. And if you're reading this book, like just get really excited for page 59 because I did not see it coming. I was actually gonna stop reading like a few pages before I reached that point. And then I reached that point and then I read like 2 or 3 more chapters because I was like, oh my God, well I have to know a little bit about this, or I need to like know a little bit like after this point, you know what I mean? It really hooked me last night, okay? I stayed up until 1 a.m. reading this and I like did not intend to read that much. This actually is so helpful though that I have like another task besides like packing and stuff because I actually was really anxious last night. It's not even that I'm like an anxious flyer. Like I don't get freaked out necessarily about like being in the air. I mean, if I think about it too much, like yeah, that would freak anyone out. I'm just an anxious flyer because like I don't like the whole process of it. Getting in the Uber, going to the airport, like dropping off your bags, wondering if your bags make it on the plane, like getting through TSA, like going to the gate, sitting down. I just like hate all of the logistical stuff about flying. Plus it like takes so much time. Pretty much every reason I have to fly is like on the East Coast. So I'm like always flying across the country and I'm over it. At least when I went to school in New Orleans to Chattanooga was an 8-hour drive, which for some people like I guess is long. I honestly like didn't mind it. I prefer driving to flying. One of my main frustrations with Los Angeles is like I can't get in a car and go home. Even if I lived like 10 or 12 hours away, like I could at least get in the car and go home. Like I literally can't drive home. It takes multiple days to get to Tennessee. That is so frustrating to me. And I feel like I used to not be this way when I was younger because I think I did it more rarely. So like when it came along, it was just more of like an occasion. Now I feel like I do it so often that I'm just like, oh my God, why have we not invented teleportation yet? Like why have we not invented it? It should be invented by now. All is to say, I don't like flying. I don't like airports. I don't like TSA. I don't like checking my bags. I don't like wondering if my bags have made it on the plane. It's not fun, okay? But this book is fun and I've been really enjoying myself. So. Thank you to Dolly Alderton who taught me that the smallest moments can be cinematic. She and Dolly Alderton are good friends. Like, of course, they're both, I love the way both of them write. I love this book. I love this book. I I think this is 5 stars. Like I could easily like dock it half a star, but like why not just give something 5 stars? Like this, I can't say anything. I'm not gonna say anything, but there is one thing I could dock it half a star for because I was just kind of like, I'm not really like jiving with that. Like I guess it's believable, but like I wasn't really like a huge fan. I'm giving it 5 stars. I had a good time. I devoured it. I was hooked like 60 pages in. Opened it up this morning and read it. I mean, obviously I do have a timeline here because I do have a flight tonight and I wanted to finish it before my flight, but like regardless, like I really just tore through this. I had such a good time. A girl in college, right out of college, struggling with just like who she is, what her career is gonna look like, struggling with relationships, whether it's friendships or romantic. There's like a lot of good drama in this that you don't really see coming. Really kept me on my toes. I loved it. 5 stars. I like this book. Read this book. I don't really annotate my books, and I should, because this book had a lot of stuff that like I wish I had kind of underlined or like even taken a photo. Sometimes I take photos of the pages so I can go back and like read the quotes, but like I just feel like there were so many good like one-off sentences in this. Like there was one that I remember reading that I wish I had underlined, and I'm not gonna be able to find it. I know it was on the left side. It was something about a guy she was dating that said something like, oh, he was harder to pin down than egg whites. And I just loved that line. You guys know this on this channel. I love a book about a girl who does not know what the fuck she's doing. That's Rachel. And I will say her life has like a little bit more drama than like, you know, my life not knowing what I'm doing, or like a friend's life that they don't know what they're doing. This has like a little bit more drama, which is why it's so fun, because it's like relatable, but it's like just interesting enough that it's like, ooh, that's never happened to me. That's crazy. A lot of good gossip in this book. I loved it. Okay, y'all, it is about that time. I have spent all day being so anxious. I'm really thankful that I had that book as a task to do, because after I finish that, like all I have done is just like pace around my house. I am going to the airport extremely early because I'm just like, I just can't sit around the house anymore. So I am leaving like an hour to an hour and a half early. I would rather just be anxious at my gate than anxious at home. I just want to be there. This is where I'm going to end the vlog. I hope you guys are excited for all of the travel vlogs to come. We are going to be hitting so many locations. It's going to be interesting to see how many videos we get out of all of this travel. Very excited, though anxious, and prematurely exhausted, but also excited. This is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, letterboxd, Snapchat, Twitter, which is now X, and Goodreads. You can also follow me on Goodreads, and you can also subscribe to me on here. That would actually be really fucking sweet of you if you could go ahead and do that for me. That would be really, really kind. And with that, y'all, I think this is goodbye. I have got to go to the airport. I have got to get out of this house.